We are a happy family.
Mama.
Shark boy.
Mama.
Shark boy.
Mama.
Piggy cow. Boogie cow.
Mama. Boogie, you want some?
Boogie. Boogie, do you want some?
I don't know if it's good for him. Good morning.
Hey, Vince is in the house, and
Good morning, Michael,
and
Vince,
Jose.
Jose.
We got a man crew today. What's up, boys? Being all on time and stuff.
Michael, this is inspired by Boogie.
Boogie mug.
It's a French bulldog lifting weights. It's basically our dog. Okay, Boogie, what do you have to say this morrow?
I have to say today is a good day because we're all alive. And tomorrow's also going to be a good day. But don't focus on that yet, because tomorrow you might have things that you need to do that make you overwhelmed. I heard my mama say that before. And, you know, when you feel overwhelmed, you don't do good. So just think about today, because today is going to be awesome.
Oh, Boogie, you're so full of wisdom. Boogie, I heard that you're going to deliver a news report today. Is that true?
I forgot.
You forgot?
Yeah, what is it? Can
Boogie,
you remind me?
Boogie, do you remember?
Oh, yeah.
Remember that now?
Yep.
Okay, so tell us, Boogie,
He's embarrassed.
why?
He wants you to say it.
Boogie, you don't want to say it? Boogie, let me remind you again.
Mama, I know.
You want me to say it?
It's sad.
It's sad?
The news is, I will take the wheel. What was it? Over 300,000?
330,000.
330,000 people have died. Is it just in New
No.
Orleans or the South? Oh,
There's-
sorry.
There's 330
Cases.
there's 330,000 cases of
Died.
coronavirus in the US. So now the US is leading #America.
'Cause
However,
America does it big.
the places that seem to be affected the most are New York and the South. However, studies have shown that the death rate in New Orleans is double the amount of New York, despite the number of cases, due to the rate of obesity and diabetes and high blood pressure.
Yeah, which is so sad. But it really goes to show that your lifestyle matters. And your health status is dependent on your lifestyle behaviors and habits. And so, we show up every day because our aim is to help you to, of course, we always have in the back of our minds that, like, we all want to look good. Like, that's never we all have that in common. We all want to look good to at least ourselves. And now part of that is also being in a physique that is leaner and more athletic or toned, or whatever your preference is for that, because it builds confidence. And when you're confident, you show up better in life in general. However, it does also affect your health status. And when you have poor health status, you are more susceptible to things like what's going on in the world now. You are very at risk, and it is your fault. And it hurts me a little bit to say that, because I know that this is a very touchy subject. But it is your fault if your health status is compromised, unless you are elderly, because you've just been on this earth longer, and our bodies start to break down, and things stop working optimally. That's a fact, and that's a law of life. And so,
But Yeah, but the situation why, you know, we want to showcase that because, I mean, of course, if you're tuning into the show, then it already means that, you know, health matters to you, or if it didn't before, then
Hopefully,
and you're just joining in, then you know what, we feel honored and grateful that, you know, we're shining a light on your life. However, a situation like the coronavirus right now really shows to all of us how we're all vulnerable and volatile, right? And like nothing is guaranteed to nobody. However, your health status is going to absolutely 100% make a difference on the impact of every area of your life. And that's why like we are on such a big mission and we're pushing so hard, because especially in a situation right now, it matters, because you're going to fight better in life and when you get sick when you're overall a healthy person.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There's a saying that goes, fit people are harder to kill and generally more useful. And I believe it to be the truth.
It is
because when you want to move your house, who do you call? The useful people.
the fit friends.
The fit friend. Not that if you're not fit, you're useless, but in general.
You get what we're
You get
saying.
what we're saying.
Please don't take it like don't get hurt by what we're saying.
If you've been in our community and you've seen any of our shows, you know that we have compassion and you know that we want the best for every single person in this world. But there are truths that will be told that can be hurtful, and maybe those people who feel hurt just will not be in the community until they're ready.
Yeah. Amazing. Okay, so today we're talking about. Thank you, Boogie. That was amazing.
Very
You're
insightful.
So good today. Back to his couch. Today we're going to be talking about flexible dieting and the problems with flexible dieting. So raise your emoji hand or give us a smiley face if you've ever heard the term flexible dieting. If you've been around in your fitness journey for quite a bit of time, then chances are that once back in the day, pre-COVID era, when there was such a place called the gym, you probably heard people talking about flexible dieting before, or if not in the gym, then maybe like online you've heard the term. However, we're going to really, for one, talk about what flexible dieting is, and then we're going to talk about the pros and we're going to talk about cons. Again, something that's really important to always note is that, I think the biggest problem with the nutrition and the fitness industry in general is the fact that people who either have nicer bodies or something or a certain amount of followers give advice based off of a personal opinion rather than just facts, okay? So today we're going to define what is flexible dieting, the pros and the cons, and then we're going to tell you why this is not an approach that we follow because it's missing some stuff, okay? But we really want to showcase everything because it's important that you know that when you're being given advice, and I told this to each and every one of my one-on-one clients, if I ever tell you something, I'm going to tell you why I'm telling you to do it, like right afterwards. There's a reasoning to back it up, and this is how you know that something is factual and it's not just an opinion. So for any of you guys who've ever had any sort of fitness coach, this is something that you need to take as a reminder for yourself. If you're ever being told what to do, it's important that if you're not being told why, I believe that very rarely fitness and health coaches give you a why to whatever approach they're telling you to follow. You need to make sure, in order to protect yourself, to ask, why are you telling me to do this? Not to mention,
Why is just helpful in the follow through? if you understand the purpose, you have
Yes.
more motivation to do it because there's purpose. It's not just action with nothing,
Right.
right?
Right.
I would always tell my personal training clients, like, we're going to do this because of this, or the reason that I have you do this way is because you need to keep XYZ safe, or this is going to get better activation, whatever, like whatever the reason is. Because then when you do that thing, you're thinking about, this is the benefit that I get from it. This is the reason, right? This is the purpose behind it. So not just for validation, but you have validation and you have purpose.
And also esoteric answers. By the way, if you don't know me, English is a second language, and sometimes when I hear a word, oftentimes I might not know the definition of it, but I learned the context it comes with. But like, so I'm not sure if I'm using this word appropriately. However, I think I might be because of the context. You know, esoteric answers, like, because it's good for you is not enough. Yeah, but why? So it's really important that you guys.
That would be vague.
Vague.
Esoteric is like,
I thought it
I'm gonna
means broad.
change. I'm gonna change the world.
Okay. I thought it means
But
like
it's
broad.
similar. It's
Okay.
similar.
Got it. Still learning English.
English. 301.
Yeah. Anyways, so, you know, flexible dieting. The easiest analogy to put it into is you get a certain caloric budget per day, and for as long as something fits within that caloric budget, you can eat it. Okay, so
Doesn't matter what it is.
Doesn't matter what it is. So let's take, for example, you get 2,000 calories a day, right? Let's say if you have somewhat good health habits, then you know that you need to get your protein in. You probably have an opinion about fats versus carbs, but you really love donuts. So you're going to make sure that you fit in your donut every single day.
That you have enough calorie budget left over after you eat that donut to feed yourself for the rest of the day.
Why? Because it fits. Right?
Yep.
Tammy, I'm sure that you know all about
She
it.
just said, if it fits my macros.
Yeah, exactly. So, but here's the thing. And for anybody who's doing the wellness challenge, when you got the quality food guideline, right, based off of the green, yellow, or red, or any of our one-on-one clients, you know what we're talking about as well, right? Like, not all calories are created equal, and that is why flexible dieting is not going to get you to your goal.
Hi, Sarah. Welcome to your first live ever.
Yes.
There's several things that are hard about it, and it doesn't matter if you're experienced or if you're brand new, because if you're experienced, you have preconceived notions about what you should be eating, and you have a hard time because you're not perfect at it. So if it fits my macros, or flexible dieting is very like a justifiable way for you to feel like you're on a, now I don't want to say diet, but like trying to lose weight or whatever. It's justifiable for you to get in the food that you would still want to eat, but there's only a single restriction, and that single restriction messes with your mind, and because of that, it messes with your hormones. For example, it messes with your mind because you're counting calories and you're obsessing about all these little digits. And so if you go over at all, like, oh my God, it's the end of the world and I'm not going to lose weight. I'm probably going to wake up tomorrow 20 pounds heavier. For some reason, we think that way. And then because you're counting all of these little digits, not putting focus or attention on the quality of the food that you're eating, it messes with your hormonal structure.
Hold on. Can we take a step back?
Hold up. Wait a minute. Where did you go?
So, I'm taking notes.
Okay.
So let's define flexible dieting. If it fits your macros, basically means that, you are given, based off of probably an algorithm on bodybuilding.com or something like it, a budget, and your budget is based off of calories. Calories are the units of measurement to measure energy consumed. Okay? So that's what if it fits your macros, aka flexible dieting, means. Cool? Okay, now let's begin by talking about pros. So now, I think a great advantage of if it fits your macros, because you're being given a budget, you create a form of awareness.
Yes, totally.
An awareness with regards for energy intake. So now, when you pick up Cheetos, you're going to look at the labels and you're going to make sure that you're only going to have enough Cheetos that fit in your budget, right? So
instead of the whole bag.
So it gives you a form of mindfulness.
What's happening over here?
I don't know.
It's beautiful.
Whatever.
I love it. It's like you went through a windstorm.
I did. When I went to get my notepad. I don't know what happened in that side of the room. So that the reality that it creates mindfulness, I think, is a step one for anybody who begins their journey. Do you think there's any other pros? I don't think so. I can't think of anything else.
No. And normally when you're given a calorie budget, there's also other targets. There's also, if it fits my macros, we're talking about macros. For those of you who don't know, macro is shortened term for macronutrient, which is a big kind of nutrient: protein, carbs, fats. Alcohol, but most people don't consider alcohol a category, though it is.
Calorie is a calorie.
And it has more calories per gram than your food carbohydrates, by the way. So, no, I can't think of any other pros.
Yeah. So that is the pro to it. It creates...
and if you've done it before and you can think of another pro, I would love to know.
Yeah, we'd love to hear about it. Sarah, you're so funny. You're so funny. Okay, now with regards to cons, there is two. So the perfect analogy that we can talk about with regards for that is air traffic control. Okay, so right now is a perfect example. I want you to think about wherever you come from, about a small strip, basically where planes take off and land, versus JFK or LAX. Those are airports that anybody knows. So now, regardless of how many planes take off and land on a regular basis at JFK and LAX, it's probably like hundreds of thousands. Meanwhile, on a single strip, it's probably
Not
10
right
a
now.
day.
This is a terrible analogy for right now.
But right,
you get it.
Right. But the reality is that, it doesn't matter like how small or big the airport is, air traffic control is necessary because it reduces the susceptibility for basically crashes, accidents happening, right? Collision of planes, right? Like, of course, like drastic, horrific things. But basically, your hormones are like the air traffic control in your body, right? And by focusing on fitting in your calories without having a focus on what is this form of a calorie going to do to my body, you might be having mindfulness with regards for energy in, energy out. However, your hormones are still going to be all sorts of out of whack.
Because the food will determine how your hormones respond. And different foods create a different response and send different signals to different places.
Right.
That's the air traffic control, right? No, this plane, you can't go that way because there's another plane there, and if you go, you're going to crash. So you have to go this way, right? So, there's certain foods that throw things out of whack, and a lot of the time it's under a very simple umbrella called processed foods.
Yeah. So for example, right, like proteins, let's take, a piece of salmon does not equal a burger from Carl's Jr. or McDonald's.
They both have protein, they both have fat.
But they don't have the same effect on the body. See what I'm saying? Let's take carbs, for example.
See what she's saying? Can we get an amen?
Like carbs from a sweet potato versus carbs from fries don't have the same impact on the body. I don't care if you're eating the same amount of calories, right? See what I'm saying with that? And then also, for anybody who's struggled with weight loss for a really long time, I think that a concept like if it fits your macros is in fact detrimental because from a mindset standpoint, it is detrimental because it makes you focus on the wrong thing. The only thing that you start focusing on is the numbers and the small numbers. And Kayla, I don't know if you're watching it, but you've been totally crushing it in the Wellness Challenge. And I want to give you a huge shout out. However, that app that you're using, I told you the other day that I don't like it and you need to stop using it because it makes you focus on the wrong thing because your action steps, right? The actions that you're developing are so on point, but meanwhile, your app is telling you that you're 37 calories over. And for any woman who's tried to lose weight and you've done everything actually right, but then you're focusing on the wrong thing by the end of the day and you're being told that you're over on your calories, makes you feel like a piece of shit and makes you, in fact, distorted with your thinking because you don't know what to trust anymore.
I'm laughing because Kayla's new to our community. It's just like, hey, Kayla, welcome. This is how we are.
No, but
But listen, what I'm saying, like, we've gotten a lot of amazing feedback on our honesty and our transparency and our authenticity. And we will always forever be that way. And we understand there are people who are not going to like it. And they're probably the people who need our help the most, but they're not ready because they're not willing to accept and embrace it yet. Because it hurts too bad still. So I laughed when you said that, when you told her you need to stop using that app because we're so forward and we're so direct. But when people are new to our community, it's like, hey, don't do that anymore. So that's why I was laughing. And it always comes from a place of we want to help and we want to do good. But that I wanted to make sure that Kayla knew my laughing wasn't because like she was doing something wrong. And it's the same thing with MyFitnessPal.
Yeah, I think we should do an episode on MyFitnessPal and not get into it.
Yeah.
But so from everything that you guys heard so far today, basically, flexible dieting, if it fits your macros, has one pro and 2 cons. Okay. So the bottom line of this is
there's a lot of cons. It's just two cons that have a ripple effect.
Yeah, for sure. So, the bottom line is that, flexible dieting could be a great step 1. However, I will not even recommend it to be a step 1 because it's going to give you a distorted mindset.
Yeah.
Flexible dieting very rarely will get you to your goals. And if it will, at some point in time, you're going to get to a point where everything is going to go backwards and you're going to be like, why is this all happening to me? Because your hormones will be out of whack.
Can I ask a question too? How many things have you had to, if you've been in our community or you're doing the Wellness Challenge, have you found yourself, give me one of these emojis, if you have found yourself having to unlearn some things that you had been focused on from past experiences with diets or eating styles? Have you had to unlearn something or readjust to a new way of thinking and adapt to this concept of ish, right? A serving of protein is the size of your palm-ish. right? A serving of veggies is the size of your fist, ish, right? It's the ish concept because I know that every single person that we have coached in a one-on-one scenario, and it's a lot of them now up until this point, has had to unlearn things that they thought were the right way. But here's the thing, right? Like, we all know the Albert Einstein quote, like, doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result was a definition of insanity. And so we have to teach you a different way of thinking that will get you over this hurdle of obsessive counting of things. And so if you're new to your journey, the goal is, you know, and what you're saying is like, it's not even a good place to start, because eventually you're going to have to unlearn things. And why not just start learning a way that is going to be sustainable and give your mind a break?
Yeah. If you're seeking long-term sustainable results, and when we say long-term sustainable results, I don't mean like, I've reached my goal weight. Like, fuck that. That's step one. It's maintaining it for like 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, regardless of what's happening
in the world, in your life, in your job, in your house.
That's what we call weight loss success. Reaching your weight goal, that's step one, right?
Since starting your program, I've cut a large portion of processed foods. Kayla, guess what? We never even told you stop eating processed foods. We told you start eating vegetables and focus on the green zone, right? We didn't even tell you to stop doing anything. But by default, you did. You did that on your own because of your mindset and the way that you look at something, right? That is the power of the way that we do it. It's amazing. Today's goal is to not track my food on my Fitbit.
Awesome.
That's a huge overcome.
Awesome.
Like, because that is real freedom. That is real, like, escape from food jail. Because we're like, oh, I want to lose weight. What do I have to do? Be accountable, which is a great thing. So I've got to log everything, which the accountability is amazing. What if there were a different way to get accountability without having to log and track every single thing you eat? Because who wants to do that forever? The goal is, if you don't want to do what you're doing for the rest of your life, why start doing it? Mm-hmm. Like, let it sink in for a moment.
Amen.
If you're going to go on a mission to lose body fat and to look all sexy and stuff, if you wouldn't want to do what you have to do to achieve that for the rest of your life, why would you start? Because it doesn't make any sense. You know, I know, Sarit knows, we all know that you're going to fall back on your habits that you had before you had started doing what you didn't want to do. Why? Because you don't want to do it. Nobody wants to count calories forever or log their food or track their macros, or nobody wants to do that forever. It's tedious and boring and irritating, and it takes up way too much time.
And it's not sustainable.
Yeah. I love it. Don't stop giving us shit. See, Tammy, it's all of you that when you love it, it's like, yes, good. You give us like the inspiration to keep being ourselves. So thank you for showing up. It was really for you.
Yeah.
My first time in 3 years not tracking every single bite, weight, measure, etc. I'm a macro freak. It's become easy this ENS day. I don't know, the Aaron and Sarit.
Aaron and Sarit.
You know what is funny? Tammy, one of your posts that you made, I started writing some ad copy. And I literally took the words out of your mouth because that post was epic. You're like, I've been a macro counting, weighing and measuring freak, you know, And I was like, have you been a macro counting, weighing and measuring freak? Because how many times? Like that's everybody. And so we're honored and blessed that you're here and that you trust us to listen to what we have to say because it will be life transformative. Hi, Caitlin. I'm totally learning how to eat. It's a struggle, TBH.
To be honest,
some days. It always will be. Guess what? Nothing in life is just simple, and nothing worth having is easy.
Yeah, nothing worth having comes easy to you. If it did, everyone will have it.
Yep.
Greatness was not meant to be convenient.
Your program is the ish. I love it. We're going to have to find a way to throw that into our stuff somewhere. I'm totally insane. Sarah, you should have done the wellness challenge. Yes, I used to track everything. Made me feel crazy. You are crazy when you do that. I've been crazy.
Me too.
Never leave something, always move to something. That's powerful.
Amen.
Never leave something, always move to something. That also goes back to the mindset concept of speaking with positivity rather than negativity. And if you were in the raw transformation, we had a whole talk about this in your words, right? The way you phrase things and catching yourself when you say, oh, I don't want this to happen, rather than saying, I want this to happen. Mm-hmm. Right? Like you can transform it. That's another topic.
Yeah.
Good morning, Sarah, and another Sarah. I don't want to track everything, but I do want to be healthy and fit in my skinny jeans. Sarah, message me. It's a mind F tracking.
Yeah.
Cannot believe I haven't logged in 9 days. Oh! That's huge. It sounds weird on paper. You're like, 9 days. But Tammy, I know.
Tammy, does that feel like you're almost like the same as walking without a bra on? Kind of free?
Oh, nah.
Boys, I don't know if you get it, but
all the men know.
But all the girls get what I'm saying when I mean like walking without your bra on.
Michael, I still don't know what a macro is. That's fine. You don't need to. I'm trying so hard to get some of my clients to come to the dark side. Are we the dark? I'd be honored if we're the dark side. Where's Mark Fleet when you need him?
Seriously.
Okay, make this program is the ish shirts. Where's Crystal when you need her? Self-talk, best discussion ever. It changes things. It's so it seems so simple, but when you actually apply it, it's very eye-opening. You see my eyes just open?
Okay.
Free the girls.
Yeah. Free the girls.
I love wearing a bra, so no, but it's freeing beyond anything I can relate. Yes. Absolutely. Hell no, I'd black an eye out without a bra. For any men in the room, you're troopers. I love it.
At least you two are in the age group. You know what, too, though? When you start building muscle, you're gonna notice that whether you're 30 or you're 60,
gravity is gravity, but
right. Things look different when you have a greater muscle mass. And, I'm saying that from experience because I haven't always been muscular. It's sometimes you guys know on Facebook how it shows you 6 years ago this happened and I look so small back then. I'm like, shit, I've come a long way.
But you know what too? Body fat. I mean, if we're having boob talk, boobs are fat.
Yeah.
Boobs are fat tissue. So, I mean, I know all girls understand this, that when you start to lose weight, your tatas, them shrink.
Yeah.
Some no, but that's genetic. But most of the time it happens. And if you have enough body fat, it's going to happen, but no matter what.
Yeah.
So when they shrink, they're not as heavy. And when they're not as heavy, gravity doesn't pull on them so much. So there's that.
Just turn into a tada. Boof, boof. I remember when I started my fitness journey and my boobs were bigger. And I had to run. I would hold right here. And then sometimes I would just do this. I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna support it. Like, I used to call it boob pain. Like,
Yeah,
it
because
hurts.
they-
Damn!
Oh my gosh, we get it. Oh, this is so good.
This is ridiculous. Okay, let's wrap this up. I hope that you guys really enjoyed today's conversation. Remember to define the pros and cons to everything before you follow a specific approach. Flexible dieting is something that's very popular and trendy these days because a lot of Instagram personas do this shit, and I'm like, you just need to join our group because 5 years from now you're gonna look fat, and I
5
know
years
that you're
from now, you're
miserable.
going to join our group anyway, so you might as well do it now.
But anyways, it's your obligation to really understand all the underlying effects of everything. As you guys know, we're on a mission to transform the millions of lives through the same movement, nutrition, and lifestyle habits that have transformed ours. You guys, Community Builder Challenge is live and kicking. I don't know if you guys saw the announcement that we made last night. We also made it on yesterday's episode, but this is going to be the first time that we're actually going to give away 2 prizes. First place and second place.
That's how serious we are about you helping us build our community. We got a lot of requests yesterday, which is incredible. We are rewarding you on your efforts, not on who accepts the invite, because you can't control them. However, if you can, tell them to answer the questions in the group because we'll get to them first.
First place gets the X Endurance Immune Boost. Right now, you want to have this on your hands.
Even if you don't win, you want to have this on your hands.
Yes, exactly. Plus, a lifestyle audit from us, okay? That's a coaching call. Total value of that, I think it's $211. Second place, you get a lifestyle audit from us. $147 in value. Look, we know that your time is valuable,
Prizes.
okay? And we want to reward you for going out of your way for supporting our mission. We're so serious about this, you guys, because we know that everybody on this planet needs to hear today's episode, especially if you've tried to lose weight. Especially if you still have this app called My Macros or MyFitnessPal.
Or any kind of macro
Or any kind
counter,
of BS.
food
right?
calorie counter.
Right? Or if you try to track calories, right? Like, so think about all these people that you know, or just like you're like, you know what? Everybody just needs to hear their messages. Go ahead, invite. We want to reward you for your time, and we will.
So also, Tammy asked, can I copy and paste this to a friend without them being in the group? There's underneath the video, you'll see like, comment, share. Click that share button and you can share it on your own page and you can write your own thing. And then underneath whatever you write, it will have the post and they can click on it. So you can just tag a bunch of your friends or whoever you want to see it. You can tag them in the video and you can say, you need to join this group. Then tag them all, like listen to what they have to say and then share it.
Yeah. If you guys ever need help with ways to invite more people, message us. We want to help you. If there's any scripts that you want us to give you, like, we'll do everything for you. All that we ask is that you just help to spread the word, and we want to reward you for it.
Here's the page. Here's the invite button. You click it, and ta-da! All these people pop up that you can invite. Just everybody needs it. Everybody. Who did I just invite?
I don't know.
Lacey, Michael.
Anyways, do you have anything else to add?
No, we love you. That's what I have to add.
Great. Okay, you guys. We hope you have an amazing day. Remember, this week we have 2 interviews, not 1.
2 epic interviews.
Yep. How to start over during an economic crisis on Thursday with
Huge.
Richard Dolan. This guy
Huge.
is amazing.
Look him up. Google machine.
Hint,
Richard
he's
Dolan.
Ellen DeGeneres financial coach. He's LeBron James's financial coach. We're super lucky to have been able to lock a time with him because his time is so valuable. Amanda Barnhart, a CrossFit Games athlete, you guys, if you think about the continuum of health, okay, it is sick, it is healthy, and it is fit. CrossFit Games level of fit is the pinnacle of fitness, okay? Like, we're going to be speaking with literally one of the healthiest people on earth, and we're going to talk about, I'm going to ask her questions that she's never been asked before. And you guys are only going to be able to hear it in this interview because we're going to get deep. So invite all your friends so that they can hear what they have to say as well. You can only hear this live on this group. Cool? All right, you guys. We love you. We hope that you have an amazing day. We will catch you tomorrow, 6:30.